ready for another exciting edition of Lucas Oil on the Edge. We'll kick things off with the Ultra 4 Series. It's Ultra 4 Racing Off-Road Endurance, and it's presented by General Tire. Ken Stout and Brian Olson here to call all the action for you.
Man, we are in the Ozark Mountains here in southern Missouri, and we're with the Southern Missouri Off-Road Racing Group for the Ultra 4 competition, and this is going to be bizarre to say the least. A lot of obstacles on this course, Ken.
All right, these dudes and about 25 other rigs are ready to go here on 939 acres of Missouri Ozark territory. It is the king of the hammers. It's Ultra 4 racing, and it's the ultimate racing. You get the best of both worlds, the off-road madness flat out, then you slow down immediately through some super rock crawling. Now, obviously, one of the big things when I came in here, I said to myself, they've got to be concerned about these tires. Well, we'll talk about the tires later in the show, but I asked a bunch of these guys, what are you most concerned about losing on your rig on a course like this?
I'd have to say probably keep my drive shafts and also axle shafts. You know, this whole race is about survival. So you can, there's no really any certain part on the car other than those that you got to keep the car good, because it's a survival race.
LS3 Corvette engine. No motor, you ain't going anywhere.
Track like this is a training because there's so many speed differences. You got to be able to change gears, and if the train went down, it'd be a disaster.
Wow, three different guys, three different opinions, Ken.
And as you can see, there's different levels of difficulty on this track, and each lap is about 9 miles long.
5 being the worst, 1 being the easiest.
Staggered starts here. They'll all leave with their own time and, of course, record their own separate time. And then once everybody has run, they'll figure out who has done the best. Now, there's going to be 6 different laps here, and it's going to take these guys the better part of 40 minutes to make a lap if nothing goes wrong.
40 to 50 minutes. You take all 6 laps combined, and the quickest driver in those laps at the end of the day, which, by the way, is going to take 4 to 5 hours for the top drivers. And you can take a look at the course. Part of it's flat, and part of it's climbing rocks, baby.
Yeah, and you can see that the strategy here is to try to find the easiest way around whatever particular section of the course it is. And if you can stay to the left there, you need momentum to do that, you can really chop some time off. If not, you can see right there, it can cost you a lot of time.
Richie Keller, you're looking at as he makes his way down the easy part of the course. And we were watching that machine try to make its way up the rocky part of the course. You could tell transmission, dry shaft, engine, and I would even say tires, Ken, by looking at the jaggedness of those rocks, would have to be something you'd really have to consider during the course of these 6 segments here.
It's kind of like the Grand National Enduro Cross form of racing, except for these guys use their rock crawlers in the process as the vehicles. And this is exactly why you need a rock crawler. There's a lot of technology inside of these vehicles. You can see the suspension really working with the different levels of ground that they have to deal with.
And what you really want to do in this situation as a driver is you really just want to mat that throttle. However, that's a quick way to lose a tire or a dry shaft or a differential gear.
I think the other thing you have to take notice to is how narrow this course is. So if you get to going too fast and something kicks you to the side, you can find a tree pretty quickly and it's the end of your day.
Just what I talked about. Oh, man.
Well, good news is he didn't flip it all the way over backwards thanks to the tree. But there's a good look at how narrow it is. He actually put that right front tire up on the tree, and that launched him over backwards.
Exactly what I was talking about that you didn't want to have happen. But again, impulsively, you tell yourself, this is the way I'm going to get up this thing. And as a result, things like that will indeed happen. But pull the thing back over. Now you can also see that they're having to use winches, losing a lot of time. Again, the faster machines will do this course in 40, maybe 50 minutes. The top half machines through the course of a day, 4 to 5 hours overall.
Yeah, so it's a long day, and needless to say, even if you have one good lap, you've got 5 more that you have to string together. So a very difficult race, but needless to say, a lot of fun for the competitors.
It's a 54-mile grueling race, and Fred and Richard, you guys got about 1 mile into it. Yeah, it's okay to break a yoke when you're making an omelet, but not when you're driving.
No, not when you're driving. Brand new rear yoke. We broke it on the first little hill climb. We caught a lot of air and just snapped.
All right, so you feel confident that you're going to get this thing fixed, right?
Well, we got the parts to do it. It's just going to take some time. You know, we got to go back over. We came back here to get the parts. We got to go over the pits to get the air impact because it's a rear yoke, so it's a lot of torque.
And what kind of time restraint do they put you guys on to get this thing fixed to get back on the course?
We have 8 hours.
That should do it.
Well, we certainly hope so. We're going to try awful hard.
We have time to get going again, so we'll get going again, and then we'll see what happens. But the big thing is get qualified for the big race. So that's the goal, and we'll try to wrap her up, get her done, get back out there, and beat everybody else that doesn't finish.